the history that we were all taught growing up is wrong. My name is Scott Wolter, and I'm a forensic geologist. There's a hidden history that nobody knows about. There are pyramids, chambers, tombs, inscriptions. They're all over the world. We're going to investigate these artifacts and sites, and we're going to get to the truth. Sometimes history isn't what we've been told. A lot of people have called me a modern-day Indiana Jones because I investigate artifacts, myths, and mysteries here in the United States and beyond. I don't know about that, but like him, I'm on a quest to find one of history's most sought-after and powerful artifacts, the Ark of the Covenant. And the clues I've collected make me think that it could be right here in America. The Bible says the Ark of the Covenant is the wooden chest that stores the 10 Commandments that God handed down to Moses. It's also said to hold immense power. Legend says that if you disrespect it, God may strike you down dead on the spot. It disappeared from religious records around 597 BC. Treasure hunters have been looking for it ever since, but I think they've been looking in all the wrong places. Based on tips in my own research, I've come up with 4 sites I need to investigate that could prove the Ark of the Covenant is in the United States. There's a mysterious hill site called the Hill of Tara in Ireland where the Ark was last seen. There's a farm in Virginia where a man has an artifact he says came to America with the Ark. There's a museum in Ohio with a stone inscribed with the 10 Commandments, exactly what the Ark is said to contain. And there's a carving in Arizona's petrified forest that looks a hell of a lot like the Ark that I need to examine in person. I don't know how all these places fit together, but I think they could be part of a trail that will lead me to the Ark and solve one of history's greatest archaeological whodunits. I think the best place to start is the last spot the Ark was reportedly seen. Well, Murray, I'm searching for the Ark of the Covenant, and I just came here from the United States. So some people believe that the Ark of the Covenant was here at one time?
They do, yes. Some people believe that the Ark of the Covenant was buried on the Hill of Tara. This site is a very ancient ritual and royal site. Its oldest monument dates back to 3500 BC, the seat of the High Kings of Ireland. Some people believed that the King of Tara was also the King of the world.
Has any archaeology been done here?
Well, in 1899, a group came here to dig for the Ark of the Covenant. They believed that Tara was the resuscitated Jerusalem, and they believed if they recovered the Ark of the Covenant, it would prove their theories. They thought that an Egyptian princess came over in the 6th century BC and brought the Ark of the Covenant with her. And they thought that she was buried here with the Ark of the Covenant.
The name of the princess said to be in possession of the Ark was Tia Tephi, daughter of an Egyptian pharaoh. Tephi allegedly traveled here with the biblical prophet Jeremiah. The story of her escape to Ireland after the sacking of Jerusalem by the Babylonians is recorded in an 11th century Irish poem. As the legend goes, she married a king of Tara who entombed her body with the Ark after her death. That's what the group that dug here in 1899 was hoping to find. Where did they dig and what did they find?
They dug the mound known as the King's Chair because they thought that she was buried in a royal site.
Okay, so the King's Chair is a stone throne, perhaps, right?
It's a mound.
It's a mound, okay.
Yeah. Just let me show you this book. See them digging here. They didn't follow rigorous scientific methodology.
Okay.
Now, it was also said that they found a golden bracelet which they threw away into the River Boyne simply because it was not the Ark of the Covenant. They did not find the Ark of the Covenant. Nobody knows where that is.
And what do you think?
What do I think? I have read and researched so many stories about the Ark of the Covenant. It's very difficult to unravel fact from fiction.
Well, the Ark of the Covenant was not found here, so maybe it could have come to America.
I have come across stories which talk about pilgrims bringing various artifacts to the New World without mentioning what they were.
And that's where I'm going next. Maybe I can find some evidence there that will help us figure out once and for all if the Ark of the Covenant made it to America or not. The next stop in my investigation into whether the Ark of the Covenant is in America is Virginia. A man there named Jack Andrews says he has an artifact that came to America with the Ark. It's called the Stone of Destiny. Like the Ark of the Covenant, the legendary Stone of Destiny is another biblical artifact gone missing. It's said to be another name for the stone that Jacob in the Bible rested his head on when he had a vision of a stairway to heaven. And legend says the Ark of the Covenant and the Stone of Destiny were carried together. If this is truly the Stone of Destiny, and it's here in America, then it's possible it could lead to the Ark itself. You must be Jack. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to see your stone.
Good.
But first thing I would like to know is a little bit about the history, the provenance.
Right.
Can you show me where you found it?
Sure can. About 10 minutes from here.
Well, Jack, this is a beautiful piece of property. How did you acquire this?
Well, I bought it about 4 years ago, and then after we got into it, we discovered that it had this stone.
The whole prospect of this stone that you found here possibly being connected to the Ark of the Covenant and maybe coming over to the U.S., that's amazing.
This stone was given to the guy that bought this land in 1722 and put it in the spring right around the corner where we're going. And it was given to him as a wedding present by Jonathan Swift.
So you're talking about Jonathan Swift of Gulliver's Travels?
That's the same one. Well, according to Swift, it was the Stone of Destiny.
Jonathan Swift is famous for writing Gulliver's Travels, but he was more than an author. Swift was born in Ireland in 1667 and was a cleric at St. Patrick's Church in Dublin, where it's possible he was privy to secret knowledge about sacred religious relics like the Ark of the Covenant.
Okay, here is the spring where we found the stone.
So what is this here?
This is a replacement stone. The original stone was stolen by a group that brought a crane down the river and lifted it off and carried it away. Unfortunately, one of the neighbors got a picture of the license tag.
Oh, okay.
And that's how we were able to track it down.
So they stole your stone, you got it back, and then they put a replacement stone here.
Right. They actually left that here, we believe, at the time they took the original. I think they planned it.
Like you wouldn't notice.
Yeah.
Why would they have taken it in the first place? I mean, it's been here for 300 years. What did they want with it?
They claim they were building the prophesied new city of Jerusalem, and they were going to build a temple to house the stone.
And they wanted to have the Stone of Destiny, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I can see the water. It's an active spring. It's flowing pretty good right here into the creek. Obviously, it snows here. You get freezing and thawing.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty aggressive weathering environment here, so I would expect to see something reflected on the stone, depending on the rock type, of course. This Jonathan Swift, he was a pretty creative writer. How do we know that this isn't something that he dreamed up?
Well,
That's a possibility. On the other hand, he was closely affiliated with the church, might have had access to some artifacts, and I tell you what, if this stone that he was involved in that eventually made its way over here and originally came from Israel is the same stone, I mean, that's amazing.
right.
Well, Jack, the only way I'm going to be able to separate truth from fiction is to examine that stone.
It's in my barn waiting for you.
Let's go.
There's the stone.
The Stone of Destiny. So the theory is that the Stone of Destiny came from Israel and was carried to Ireland, allegedly with the Ark of the Covenant. I know people searched for the Ark at a site there called the Hill of Tara and couldn't find it. That's led to the theory that the Ark was secretly taken to America, along with the Stone of Destiny. Well, a couple things jump out at me right away. First of all, it's weathered, extensively weathered. And based on what we saw out in the field, the site that you said it had resided for, what, about 300 years?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it looks like it's been weathering for perhaps that long, and it's in tough shape. The second thing is, this rock type here, it looks like a sandstone to me, and I saw nothing like this on site, on your other piece of property. So the rock type, the geology is totally different. The question is, could this be the Stone of Destiny that originally was created from rock from Israel? And if the legend is true, did the Ark of the Covenant come over to what is now North America with it?
Right.
I guess that's the task in front of us. Maybe it is the first clue that would lead us to the Ark of the Covenant. The rock I'm about to study could be a sacred religious relic known as the Stone of Destiny, and a clue that the Ark of the Covenant is here in America. Supposedly, this stone and the Ark were taken from Israel and brought to the Hill of Tara in Ireland by a princess named Tia Tephi. From there, the stone is said to have made its way to America thanks to notable author Jonathan Swift, and maybe the Ark did too. If the geology of Jack Andrews Stone is a match to stone in Israel, it could be an important first step in proving both the artifact's authenticity and Jack's claims it was brought here to the United States with the Ark of the Covenant. If it is authentic, it only begs more questions, like how is it separated from the Ark, and where is the Ark now? Okay, Jack, we have your stone here that you think originated in Israel and made its way to Ireland along with the Ark of the Covenant, right?
Correct.
Where Jonathan Swift gave the stone as a wedding gift, and ultimately he brought it here to what is now your land.
That's correct.
Okay. Well, we have a really good sample here, and with the 3D microscope, I'm going to take a look at this, and I'm going to see if I can see anything here that tells me that it may have come from the Middle East.
Go to it.
Okay, so you see all these grains here?
Yep.
I'm seeing different colors or different intensities of tan and gray. And so that tells me there's different minerals. Now, I want to zoom in a little tighter so I can see some of these individual grains.
Wow.
Now, if you look at some of these grains, do you see how they have sharp edges?
Yep.
Those might be micas, possibly. But see all this pore space in here, this open space?
Right.
That's a pretty important thing, very telling. That tells me this could have come from a desert environment, possibly from Israel.
Right. Great.
It's clearly in a place that it doesn't belong. In other words, it didn't come from that area.
Right.
So what's interesting about that is whoever put it there went to a lot of effort. This thing probably weighs at least 1,000 pounds.
Yes, yes.
They brought it from somewhere else,
Right.
not from here, possibly from what is now Israel. This is a great beginning here. It tells me a lot, but the way I'm going to be able to absolutely identify these minerals is I have to cut this thing into a thin section.
I see.
And look at it with a different microscope called a polarized light microscope.
Okay.
The final test will tell us exactly what its composition is.
Okay.
I brought a Dremel tool along with me to cut a piece off. Then we're gonna make, you okay with that?
Yeah.
There's no doubt cutting a sample from this rock is controversial. Desecrating a religious artifact is said to bring powerful, even deadly consequences. The small piece of stone Jack had won't work for my analysis. I need to collect my own sample to put under my microscope back home. No one, including me, wants to damage what could be a sacred artifact. But sometimes it's the only way to get answers, and here it's essential to have the right kind of sample to compare with rock from Israel. Perfect. What's going to be key in this whole thing is getting a sample from where you think that source rock was in Israel.
Okay.
If this stone did come from Israel, I mean, that's an amazing journey that it's been on. Do you have any other evidence that supports that?
We have the book of Tia Tephi, her autobiography, and she was with the prophet Jeremiah. They reportedly brought this with the Ark of the Covenant to the hill of Tara, where they placed it and it became the throne of Ireland for 1,000 years.
So it's believed that this stone started its journey in Israel.
Then it disappeared from the history books.
How did Jonathan Swift get involved?
Well, Jonathan Swift was brought up at the hill of Tara and became a minister. We've documented that. The legend says in 1700, he gave the stone as a wedding gift.
Jack, I'm going to study this stone, and we're going to get to the truth. And if this stone is part of the collection that includes the Ark of the Covenant, it just might lead to the artifact itself. The Ark of the Covenant is one of history's most sought-after objects. It's said to hold the 10 Commandments that God inscribed in stone and handed down to Moses on Mount Sinai. According to Scripture, disrespecting the Ark can bring deadly consequences. Once housed and venerated at King Solomon's temple in Jerusalem, it vanished around the time the Babylonians invaded the temple toward the end of the 6th century BC. That's when priests and disciples presumably carried it out of Israel in search of a new holy resting place. Built of acacia wood and plated with gold, the Bible says it was 2.5 cubits in length, 1.5 cubits in height, and 1.5 cubits in breadth. That's nearly 4 feet long, 2 feet high, and 2 feet deep in modern measurements. Cherubim, or angels, were believed to adorn the top. I've finished investigating the Ark's connection to the Hill of Tara in Ireland, the last place the Ark was allegedly seen. I've also met Jack Andrews, who thinks he has another religious relic called the Stone of Destiny that traveled to America with the Ark, but it's something I need to do more testing on to authenticate. Jack thinks Jonathan Swift, the author, sent the stone here to the U.S. in the 1700s, and that maybe he sent the Ark too. While I wait for a sample of Israeli stone to compare with Jack's stone, I need to investigate an alternate theory of how the Ark came to America. After the Ark vanished from records in the 6th century BC, many people wonder if an ancient group of Hebrew people called the Lost Tribes of Israel found it and then brought it to America as the centerpiece for a new Jerusalem. Clues were allegedly left behind documenting this journey. I wonder if a carving in Arizona and stone I'm about to see in Ohio are two of these clues. Hey, Hugh.
Hey, Scott, good to see you.
Good to see you.
What brings you to Coshocton?
Well, I'm investigating the possibility that the Ark of the Covenant may have come to North America. I was recently in Virginia where I talked to a man, Jack Andrews, who thinks the Stone of Destiny is on his property. He thinks it came from Israel along with the Ark of the Covenant. One thing I can say for certain is that the geology of that stone does not match the local geology. And I'm pretty sure that there's a stone here that has a Hebrew connection, and I'm wondering if there might be some evidence that connects it with the Ark of the Covenant. And I know you know something about that stone.
It's been a number of years studying some artifacts I call archaeological outliers, and one of the most interesting is what's called the Newark Decalog stone. It was found in 1860 near here in south of Newark, Ohio. Well, the inscription on it is in Hebrew language. It has the abridged text from the Exodus version of the Ten Commandments.
Well, there you go. The Ark of the Covenant is rumored to contain the two tablets with the Ten Commandments on them. Could this possibly be connected to the lost tribes and the Ark of the Covenant? Like the Ark of the Covenant, the lost tribes also went missing from history. The tribes lived in Israel until the Assyrians conquered in 722 BC. Many people around the world claim to be their descendants, even here in the United States. Some think it's the lost tribes, not Jonathan Swift, who brought the Ark of the Covenant to America and left clues behind, like breadcrumbs along the trail they traveled. Could the Decalog stone be one of those crumbs? My understanding is these pretty controversial artifacts here.
Yeah, there is a lot of controversy surrounding them, but we could take a look at them and see what we think.
Let's do it.
This is the Decalog stone with the Ten Commandments written on it on all sides of it. And this is a stone box that the Decalogue was found in.
Okay.
So when it was found, it was enclosed in this box, and you couldn't even see the stone inside. The box is carved out inside exactly to fit the Decalogue stone.
Well, who's that guy?
Well, this figure here on the front that's wearing a robe and a turban and holding either tablets or a breastplate, and over his head in these Hebrew letters it says Moshe or Moses.
Oh.
So must be Moses.
Okay, that's Moses, all right.
Who delivered the Ten Commandments.
Ten Commandments, okay, well, we're on the right path here. There's an open slot here. What was that used for?
One suggestion that's been made is that that was to attach a leather strap for this to be used as an arm phylactery. So observant Jews say prayers every day with a box containing scriptures bound to their arm with a leather strap.
Well, Hugh, it seems to me that it appears to be an allegorical representation of the Ark of the Covenant that contains the Ten Commandments. So whoever it was that made this, if this is genuine, certainly embraced the Ten Commandments and the Ark of the Covenant. So if they were able to get over here to North America with this, maybe they brought the Ark too.
Anything's possible.
So what I would like to do is hopefully add some more information, some more data to the discussion from a geologic standpoint. So if it's all right with you, I'd like to take a closer look.
That'd be great. Whoever brought this could have somehow had the Ark of the Covenant.
My search for the Ark of the Covenant has taken me from the Hill of Tara in Ireland, where the Ark was reportedly last seen, to a farm in Virginia where a man claims to have a biblical artifact brought here with the Ark in the 1700s. But the clue I'm investigating now in Ohio could help prove the Ark came to America a heck of a lot earlier than that. Brought here by Hebrew people in search of a new promised land. I want to know if this stone, inscribed with the Ten Commandments, might have been kept inside the Ark, or was it left behind as a clue that one of the Bible's most sacred artifacts is right here in the United States. It seems to pass the scrutiny of the skeptics as far as the Hebrew text in the language, so now I'd like to try to add some evidence to this whole discussion.
This thing is polished after it was carved.
It's scratched like I would expect.
Well, it's been scratched up by being put in the box and taken out of the box frequently.
This little edge right here, there's a wear pattern right here.
Is that right about where this ledge in the box would be?
Well, it fits snug.
So the box in itself took an awful lot of work. I mean, if it was really a forgery, you wouldn't go to all that much trouble to make a box for it. So I think that speaks to its authenticity, that someone really was, this was very important to someone.
This is a lot of work, and it's polished. It's got the detailing of the grooves. It wasn't made, as far as I can tell, from modern machinery. Geologically, I don't see any problems here that would make these things obvious hoaxes. Based on these artifacts, there's no reason in the world to not believe that the Ark of the Covenant couldn't have come over here.
Right, it's conceivable that if these people somehow got a hold of the Ark of the Covenant, they could have brought it along with the Ten Commandments.
So the skeptics have rejected this.
Well, that's been a factor, but Hebrew is an odd thing to find here.
The fact that it's odd doesn't mean that it's not genuine. What it boils down to is really, the problem with these artifacts is that the academics don't like them because they don't fit the paradigm. And unfortunately for them, you can't dismiss things simply because you don't like them.
Right.
And so the evidence to me seems clear. There's no reason not to accept these as genuine, legitimate artifacts. So I've heard the legends about the Ark of the Covenant and the Stone of Destiny in Ireland. I've also heard stories that the Stone of Destiny has come over here to North America and is in Virginia. And if it came over, they believe the Ark came as well. And now I've looked at these artifacts here. We have a representation of the Ten Commandments that was carried over here by some early Hebrew group. They made something that was analogous to the Ark. So if they could have brought this over here with the Ten Commandments on this stone, they could theoretically have brought the actual Ark. I'm still trying to figure out how the Ark of the Covenant might have gotten to America, if it's here at all. Two basic scenarios are on the table. It's possible that a princess named Tia Tephi brought the Ark of the Covenant and the Stone of Destiny, which both originated in Israel, to the Hill of Tara in Ireland. There, author Jonathan Swift got a hold of them and secured their transport to America. But it's also possible the Lost Tribes, or another early Hebrew group, first brought the Ark to Tara and then brought it to America, leaving clues like the Decalog stone behind. One of the things that will help me decide which theory is more likely is whether or not Jack Andrews' stone is actually from Israel. If it is the real Stone of Destiny as he claims, it has to match stone from that region. And there's still one final clue, a carving in Arizona that could change everything about my investigation. But before I check it out, I need to compare the sample I took from Jack's stone with the sample I got from Israel here at my lab in Minneapolis to get to the truth about his stone.
Hey, Scott.
Let's see. This is the Stone of Destiny, right?
Yeah.
That looks really good. Then this is the sample from Israel, right?
Yes, it is. So what was all this for?
There are a lot of people who believe that the Ark of the Covenant came ultimately to North America with the Stone of Destiny. The Stone of Destiny is a stone that Jacob, in the Bible, rested his head on while he dreamt about the stairway to heaven. Now, I recently met with a guy, Jack Andrews in Virginia, who has a stone that he claims is the Stone of Destiny on his property. And one of the things I can tell you absolutely is that this stone does not match any of the surrounding geology. So it didn't come from there. Jack says it came from Israel. That's why we prepared these samples.
All right.
So really, the moment of truth is now. We'll start with this one right here. Now, as you know, sandstones are very unique. So if these things are even remotely close, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to get excited about this possibility. So this is the Stone of Destiny. One of the things that I see right away is we have quartz, we have feldspars, looks like maybe a little quartzite. The grains are angular, so this is a sand grain supported sandstone. Very unique.
That's what I see also.
You see that too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm curious to see what the other one looks like.
All right, well, let's take a look. I don't think a lot of people realize this is like a DNA fingerprint. There's so many unique properties to sandstones. All right. The sample from Israel. Take a look. I've seen enough to make a decision. The Ark of the Covenant is arguably the most sought-after treasure of all time. Designed by God and infused with His presence, it has the power to inspire the faithful and strike down the heathen. Its whereabouts have been a mystery for thousands of years, but I think it's just a matter of time till its location is revealed. A chosen few have always been in charge of protecting it. And what better hiding place for an old world treasure than a new world sanctuary here in America? Jack Andrews agrees and thinks this stone, the Stone of Destiny, can help prove the Ark is here. The Stone of Destiny is referred to in the Bible when Jacob placed his head on the Stone of Destiny and dreamt about the stairway to heaven. And that stone, along with the Ark of the Covenant, which originated in Israel, came to North America. So, and is this the Stone of Destiny? That's why we had the sample from Israel sent here. Take a look. It's not a match. Mineralogy is totally different. The size of the grains is different. There's an awful lot of pore space here. I mean, they're not even
It's a
close.
different texture completely.
Really, it couldn't be more different.
Where are we going to go from here?
Well, at this point, I guess what we can conclude is one of a couple things. We clearly do not have a match of the sample from Israel with Jack's Stone of Destiny in Virginia. That either means that this sample was collected from an area that is not the source of this material in Israel, or the material didn't come from Israel. We can't answer that question. If they would have matched, That would have been pretty exciting, but unfortunately, looks like we've hit a dead end with this particular stone. But this investigation is not over. Take a look at this.
What are these? Looks like a stone carving.
It's a stone carving. This was sent to me by a gentleman who thinks that that could be the Ark of the Covenant right there. And I have to admit that it looks an awful lot like it. Many depictions of the Ark of the Covenant look just like this. These two veils that look a lot like the two angels commonly seen with their wings coming together on top of the Ark of the Covenant. And so,
Where is this?
Arizona. That's where I'm going next. If the Ark of the Covenant is here in North America, I'm gonna find it. The Ark of the Covenant may be hidden in America, brought here centuries ago from ancient Israel. My investigation uncovered some problems with the theory that the Ark traveled here with the Stone of Destiny. So far, science can't prove the stone on Jack Andrews' property is the real Stone of Destiny. Now, I'm leaning toward the other theory I've been studying, that an ancient group of Hebrew people brought the Ark here and left clues along the way. Clues like the Decalog stone. I'm headed west to check out the final piece in my quest for the Ark, a mysterious stone carving in Arizona's petrified forest. The lead might be a long shot, but I can't ignore anything that could possibly turn up one of the Bible's most iconic relics. So, Jim, you found these petroglyphs when you were on vacation, is that right?
Yes, my wife and I came out here a few years ago and see the petroglyphs and the ruins.
Okay.
But this petroglyph was nothing like I'd ever seen before.
So, what did you think it looked like?
Well, it looks like a lot like the Ark of the Covenant. It matches the descriptions, but what's it doing here in the Arizona desert? And that's why I called you. I'd like to get some answers to find out why it's here.
From your pictures that you sent, it does look like the Ark, and I've been tracking the Ark for a while now. If we could find it, it would be amazing, but I'm really anxious to see your carving.
So what do you make of that?
That looks very interesting. I mean, the carving has a man here with a hat. Looks like he's got his arm touching this rectangular box that looks a lot like the Ark of the Covenant. Let me show you a couple of pictures of the Ark here. Well, here are your two squares and the rectangle. You have your two what look like angels.
So how old do you think it is?
Well, you know, we're in a desert environment here, so petroglyphs in such an arid climate like this, very little rainfall. So things that look relatively new are actually hundreds of years old, which is what I think is the case here.
So who do you think may have carved it?
Well, I think by association with all the Native American petroglyphs, I mean, right next to it, literally, probably Native American, probably the Pueblo, whose ruins are, you know, just a few yards away. So to me, that makes the most sense. And if they did this, and it is the Ark, then they had to have seen it. So that means somebody had to come through here. Maybe the Native Americans saw the Ark of the Covenant, and they carved this. And this is their closest rendition to it, which is pretty close. And to me, that makes the most sense.
I've done a lot of research on petroglyphs and native carvings throughout the Southwest, and this is nothing like I've ever seen before. This does not match anything that's ever been found. I think it is a carving of the Ark of the Covenant.
Well, I have to agree with you. And if you look around here, you'll see depictions of animals, humans, and hunting, and it's just more natural scenes and life within the Native community. And this just doesn't fit that motif at all. This trail that I've been investigating on the Ark of the Covenant has basically moved from east to west. It started in Israel. I think the trail comes here to Arizona. You know what, Jim, as I look around here, the geology really doesn't lend itself to a good hiding place. Where do you think they might have taken the Ark?
I think it could be one of the caves in the Grand Canyon.
Local natives have many stories and legends about ancient people coming to the Grand Canyon. Maybe they brought their Ark, who knows?
Makes sense.
I mean, the geology in the Grand Canyon lends itself to caves. We know there's many caves there. It's almost impossible to get to, and if they did come there, maybe that would be a good place to hide it. Jim, who's to say that the Ark of the Covenant does or doesn't exist? And if it does exist, who's to say that it isn't right here in the United States? The Ark of the Covenant is the most revered religious relic in all of history. And evidence that I've seen suggests that it could be here in the United States. My investigation involved 4 different sites that are all tied together by their connection to legends about the Ark. Whether Jonathan Swift, the Lost Tribes, other Hebrew people, or someone else entirely is responsible, I think it could be here in the U.S. I don't believe legends of the Ark in America are fiction. I've looked into clues that stretch from Ireland to the Arizona desert, suggesting to me that the Ark of the Covenant being here could be part of a real story, and that there are more clues still hidden, waiting to be found. Many people believe that our history, just like the Ark, is sacred and shouldn't be touched. But I'm not afraid to scratch the surface to ask questions that demand an answer. And for mysteries like the Ark of the Covenant, I'm going to continue my search.